welcome back to the channel, and in today's topic I'm going to talk about my little addiction, I guess you could say, of buying tractors, tractor junk, tractor parts, junk four-wheelers, mortar mixers, ATV tires, motors. So yeah, let's get to it. This is a thing that I hope it continues out there on Facebook and YouTube, because it seems like all of us tractor guys have a little bit of an addiction with something. In the last 5 years, I've owned 25 tractors and still counting. I've owned junk quads, mortar mixer, dirt bike, Recon, odds and ends, attachments, you name it. Time to clean house. It's getting to become too much. So let's go ahead and start this video up. I want to give a huge shout out to Tom, Creepy Crawler on Facebook. I have requested a video of his tire collection December, maybe? January, something like that. So I've been meaning to get this video out for a while. And then I'm going to basically follow suit right behind Red Zero 2. He beat me to it. So, yeah, huge shout out to those two. I'll have their links in the description. Head that way and check their content out. So let's get to it. Alright, so here's my tire stash that I keep out of the weather. Now, I like a lot of Interco tires, and I also like the brand, some people say Dunlop, and some people say Dunlop. So I don't know what you want to call it, but it's those. So it goes basically from shortest to highest, kind of. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now, down here on the far right are my favorite tires. These are the Interco Super Swamper Vampires. These are the 27 by 12 by 12s, the biggest ones that they make. These aren't the EDLs. The EDLs are 2-inch lugs, and they're 28 inches. These do, however, air up to 28s. With these tires, they dominate the mud. Being as big as they are, they seem, from my experience, they seem to dig forward instead of dig down, like most 9.5, and shorter 12-inch tires seem to do. These tires are fantastic in the snow and the mud. They're not the greatest on stumps or climbing over things that are wood. Roots is a no-go, but these are fantastic in the snow and the mud. A little loud on the pavement, a little bit of have ram, but they don't wear down as much. These have 1.5-inch lugs, and they're my favorite go-to mud tire. Over here we have my 26 by 12 by 12 TSLs, ATV. Those are also a Interco. These are on a 7.5-inch wide rim, and these are on an 8.5. These, I believe, aired up are a 26.5, I believe. I had them on a 6.5-inch rim before, and they aired up all the way to 28, which is ridiculous. These tires are literally the best, in my opinion, for any terrain when it comes to running these on a tractor. And there's quite a few out there that would agree with me. The tread design, it does phenomenal on the trail as a trail tire. It's great in the mud, great in the snow, great on wet stuff, concrete, wet boards, you name it, it does it. Heck, they even seem to be good in sand. So that's my go-to tire for really anything. Over here I have a set of 25 by 11 by 12 Carlisle 489s. For what these tires are, when you get them aired all the way down, they will grab. They're a pretty good rock crawling tire, from what I've heard. They're not the best in the mud, they're not the best in snow, but for what they are, they do pretty good. These are a set of used ones, so they're worn down on the inner sides, and I have a spare up there. I got to run these once on my workhorse all the way over there, Gilson. And for lack of wheel speed, they did pretty good. So I'm able to use them on the boards now, so I'm ready to rip. You can see 25, 26s, and 27. Height change is pretty big. Over there, I have a set of 22 by 12 by 8 Woolly Booger or Woolly Bogger knockoffs. They are not actually what I thought they was. So that kind of stinks, but is what it is. Just as good. I got them off of a Moto 4, like about an 85, I believe. So a pretty good one. Likes to go dry rot. These balloon up to a 23. For what they are, they really grab. I still would prefer running let's go with a Bear Claw over these. But for what they are, they get the job done. Now back over here to the TSLs of the Vampires. A lot of you guys don't know that I'm running two different tires because they look so identical. Well, really they're not. Look at the height difference. You're talking 2-inch height difference. You're talking about a 5-inch slug and a 7-inch slug. They're spaced different. These are straight. These are curved. These clean out pretty good at low speeds, surprisingly. These take a little bit of wheel speed to clean out. The side lugs are different. So I don't know why you guys keep thinking they're the same tires. They're completely two different tires. So there's a TSL versus Vampire side comparison. They are not the same tire. Now, back up here to the top. What I got going on here is my spare 489 Carlisle. Right here I have two 25 by 10 by 12 Dunlap. Alright, right here I got a set of 25 by 10 by 12 Dunlop KT 135s, I believe. I haven't got to run these tires yet. I'm going to try to take a grinder and sharpen these edges up that's been rolled over. They seem to be like a decent pulling tire. That's why I got those. I ran these on the front of the Wards off of ATV. Good steering tire. They're D-Stone dirt hooks. 24 by 8 by 12, I believe. I figured out that they're a little too large for what I need, clearance-wise, but they did good as a steering tire. I had them on a set of Murray GT rims. I hate those rims. They're ugly. Right up here are a set of 21 by 7 by 10. This is one of my favorite front tires to run. It's a nice, narrow, but tall tire for the front. And with these ribbed tires, they seem to grip super good when you're turning. So they're great steering tires. These are Dunlop KT 161s, I believe. Those are like a 1985 tire, and they hold air, surprisingly. So those are definitely front tires for the Wards during competitions and stuff. So they're staying around here. Over here I just picked these up. They're basically brand new, dirt cheap. They are a Dunlop KT 121, I believe. 25 by 8 by 12. This bead isn't seated, but this one is. I stuck them on a Rancher 420 front rim because I'm going to use these to swap onto the front of the Recon to give it a narrower stance. And then take the front 25 by 8 by 12s that's ballooned up on the 11-inch rear rims of a Rancher and put those on the back. They look like a decent mud tire for somebody that wants a narrow tire. Decent sized lug. But a steering tire, they should dominate. Haven't ran them yet, so I can't honestly say. Now back here in this corner, I got a set of Carlisle Turf Savers. They are what are these things? I think they're like a 22 by 9.5 by 12. They came off of Husqvarna. My goal with these are to groove them into a V-tread tire because I'm too cheap to buy a set of V-treads. So that's the plan for these. I've been saying I'm going to do it forever, and I just haven't done it. Now right here, these are 20 by 8 by 8 grooved Carlisle turf savers. I had these on my very first mud mower. What was the thing called? Frankentank. I'm brain dead. So I mean, they're all right. It's just too small for my liking. But I mean, I still have them after all these years. Now here, these came off of John Deere. They're grooved turfs. They're called Carlisle Super Turfs. Now these things have the same tread pattern, so if it hooks good forward, it hooks good backwards. These are my #1 favorite turf tire to groove. These things will hook for what they are as a turf tire. If you're too lazy to put money into, ATV tires, keep an eye out for a set of these 20 by 10 by 8s. Mostly Ryan on a John Deere. These do very good, except I want a tire height, and these just don't have the tire height that I need. I still got the tires back here. I just kept them for all this time. Don't know why. Figured eventually I could sell it. So that's my tire hoard right there. And then, the rims. Got some 10-inch rims, some 8-inch rims, some 8 by 9s, and 11-inch rims. Thought about scrapping those. I said, what the heck? I got four-wheeler everything. I'm a hoarder. Kawasaki headlights, Yamaha four-wheeler stuff, hitches, you name it, it's up there. Foot pegs, ATV mufflers, Ranger 420s back there, Yamaha Motor 4 up there, opposed twin muffler, V-twin muffler, heat shields to an opposed twin, mud flaps. I'm going to make work on a Dynamark. Got wheel spacers, diamond plate. You never know when you need one of these. They seem to all be different. I got my starter generators, lift blocks, shocks going on the front of the Wards. That's going on the Dynamark build in the future. And yeah, parts to a Honda. I keep a box of electrical wires. Always getting motors and stuff. There's an 820. A little bit of everything. Still working on organizing everything. This is where I keep all of my, you can see carburetors, a little bit of everything. Can never go wrong with one of these. So yeah, that's what I got there. So what we got here is my 1972 Montgomery Ward variable speed 15 minus the variable speed. It's got the 2300 in the rear end and a 15 horse under the hood Briggs. I just pulled these off yesterday evening out of the shop. Well, I pulled them out of the shop, stuck them on this tractor to get some photos, and wanted to test out the locked rear end. These are the ones you haven't seen yet. These are the 22 by 9 by 10s, 26 by 12 by 12s. These tires, for what they are, actually steer better than what I was expecting with the locked rear end. I'm going to work on some steering stops today because I ended up binding this thing up because I had to turn sharper a little bit because of the rear end. Like I said before, this is the #1 tire you can run for any terrain on a tractor. There's many more people out there that will agree with me on that. They grip on anything you throw at it: snow, mud, sand, rocks, wet concrete, wet wood. Anything really, once you get them things there down. So yeah, I just want to show you these as the front tires. Here's my list of 1998 Honda Recon TRX 250 Recon, rolling with 25s. These things are 25 by 12 by 12 Interco Swamp Lights. Now, these are my very favorite trail tire. I've had these for about 4 years now, and in one summer I'd say I'd have I'd had somewhere between 4, maybe 500 road miles, pavement miles on these things just in one summer, heading to camp, which is 3 miles away, 3 miles there, 3 miles back, whenever, almost every night, because we were basically camping over there. And I stayed at home and worked on tractors and all that good stuff. I was doing mowing and all. So these got some decent wear. They were 3/4 inch lugs. You can see there, you got missing chunks. But I love this tread design because it's how it is. It's broken up. I've had good luck in the snow. These are super awesome in snow. They'll get you through mud. They're not the best. When it comes to creeks, awesome hard pack pavement. They don't wear down because this bike's only about a little over 400 pounds, so it doesn't wear down like if you was to put these on a side-by-side. Great tire. I've always had good luck with them. They are getting old. And yeah, I did notice I lost a lug nut the other night. Up front here are 25 by 8 by 11s that I've put on a 7.5 inch rear Rancher 420 rim to try to balloon it up a little bit, since this is like two-wheel drive. I got a gash in the sidewall here. This is the first puncture I've ever had, so it's tubed. This thing, I was coming up a ravine, and I ended up hitting a couple sharp shale rocks that had been washed out or whatever, and it punctured right through it. Other than that, that was like within the first 2 years that I've had these, and I haven't had an issue since. Highly recommend these. I plan on getting a set of 9-inch with 5-lug rims so I can run these on a tractor. Alright, so over here I got my 3 Gilsons. These are the 2 parts ones I picked up for 50 each. That got for 100. Tuned her up, she runs good. Now, these are my favorite style chains. Right here, these are the 23 by 8.5 by 12 Carlisles. I thought these were Sears tires because on my Montgomery Ward, I had the 23 by 10 by 12s, and those were true Sears tires, so that's my mistake on these. My favorite tread design. They seem to grip better than really any other tread out there. Got an old knobby here from a 3-wheeler that I'm using for footboard grips. It's a 25 by 12 by 9. Over here is a 1969 Gilson. And we got true Sears brand tires on the back. This is the first tractor I've owned with this size tire. It's a 22.5 by 7.5 by 12. Unique. One side doesn't hold air and this side does. It's interesting, but it's true Sears. Be a good front tire for a lifted tractor. Now, this is the 1973 Gilson S10. It's got the 48-inch snowblower attachment. These tires are the same as the other ones. These are better on ice. Those do better in snow. This chain pattern I don't really care for. These tires are 40 pounds each empty, and the previous owner had loaded them down to 139 pounds each. So I don't know what kind of liquid's in it, but these are a heavy tire, and they're hard to get on the hub and line up the holes. This thing will go way farther than my Recon will, and you know these don't have any wheel speed. So another really good turf saver, and yeah, they're loaded down good. Going on up here is my mortar mixer build. I built it into a utility trailer, cut everything off the frame, and slapped one of these boys down because I got sick of the part where it's the dump bed and it's super weak, and you hit a spring or a bump and it likes to shoot off or flip open or whatnot. These are 13s. I don't know what the tire is. I don't really care. They're junk. There's only like one size tire out there for a 13-inch rim, so that's going bye-bye. Alright, so this is not mine, but it is my father's. And this is another good tire that I have not ever ran on a garden tractor before. These are Polaris PXT 26 by 11 by 12 and 26 by 8 by 12, made by Carlisle. This bike, I screwed up the mileage when I read it the first time. But this bike has 780 some miles on it. And the sad part is, with this being a 05 or an 06 bike, that's nothing but work hours, doing gravel and snow and a little bit of pavement riding. We've never really actually taken this out trail riding except for one time up here in West Virginia and one time when we first bought it down in Virginia. So it's nothing but work hours on this bike, which is sad. Right here, these tires are awesome. After all these years, they're finally starting to get rolled over here on the center tread, the side, all the side lugs and stuff like that's good. If you have a lot of pavement you have to travel on to get to your trail, these are the tires you need. They don't really wear at all. I mean, you can still see the line that goes down the center, the lugs. Never really tried them on a tractor before, like I said. I'd love to eventually, but I can't seem to find a set. These tires, they do somewhat decent in the mud. Pretty good in the snow. Loose stuff like gravel and hard pack. Great tire. All around decent trail tire, I would say. But like I said, I've never had them on a garden tractor, so it could be a little bit different. But just wanted to throw that out there because I love these tires. Here's some junk tractors I've been parking out and doing stuff. Old yard machine, Husqvarna. I got decks. These are interesting. These are off the those two parts Gilsons. This one has a daggone tree growing through it. That's about 3.5 inches. This is a 1971 Recon RT160, I believe. These are 1971 Firestone all traction field and road tire. It's a 23 by 8.5 by 12 tubeless tire. These are Ags that's been grooved. They're like beyond use, but I would like to get a set of inner tubes and actually try to run them, because you can't find these tires anywhere. I don't think Firestone even makes them anymore. I haven't had any luck trying to find them. They held air, and then as soon as I leaned on or something like that, it just gave out. So it's missing a lot of parts. I chopped it. I was going to shove a Predator in there or a Honda. I don't know what the deal is now. There's an old roller that we've had forever. I got to weld the holes up, patch them up. That's from the 70s. The metal's so thin. It's been well used. There's a 42-inch blower I picked up for nothing. Alright, so I started cleaning out my parts pile. This used to be all filled up with junk. Junk tires, rims, mufflers, metal, shocks, tanks. Everything's scattered everywhere that I've started pulling. There's a front end of a Rancher 420.